I'm telling you, these aeroplanes. What's up? Hello, how you doing? Welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're a returning subscriber. Thanks so much for rocking with me.
I got my head out the sunroof. I'm blasting our favorite tunes. I only got one thing on my mind.
You already read the title of the video. Obviously, there's gonna be a trigger warning. This is a deep conversation. It's a deep topic. If you feel triggered at any one point, please just click out of the video. You don't have to do that yourself. You can always come back to watch it when you're in a better mental space. I think I mentioned this in my first ever YouTube video. Mine is to come on here and have those very difficult conversations that I feel are not had enough. These are the things that happen around us all the damn time, but for some reason, they're just not talked about enough. Mine is to come on here and impact my audience through my story, through what I have been through. My parents separated when I was very young, and so most of these points I'm gonna give you are through my experience. Parent separation can take a toll on you as a child, whether you're a teenager, whether you're a youth, and these are some of the ways that I feel could help you cope with parent separation or divorce. Let's get straight into the video. In my experience, I have observed that it's normal for children to feel guilty. It's normal for you to feel like it's your fault. It's normal for you to feel like you could have done better. It's normal to feel like there's something that you did that may have caused what is going on. But I'm here to tell you today, most times than not, the tension that is usually within marriage that causes separation and divorce is usually things that came up even way before you were born. And so anytime you get those feelings of guilt starting to crop up inside you, please counter them and remind yourself that these two, your mom and your dad, were both human beings before you were formed, and you are just a part of this because you are the fruit of their union. Did you know that children can sense tension between their parents from as early as when they're in the womb? So even newborns and babies can sense the tension between their parents, and if it escalates, it can get to the point where the child becomes so restless, and so their sleep schedule is interfered with. The child cannot sleep. For toddlers, it results into the child constantly seeking attention, and it's the kind of attention seeking that's so irritating, and you're just like, irritability, like some strong irritability that is just like, okay, this is not how my child usually is. And as a parent, you can tell when your child is not okay. There is a level of irritability that toddlers have, but there's a level when it gets to, it's just like, okay, we gotta deal with this. Do not allow yourself, and I repeat, do not allow yourself to be in the middle of it. Don't be the message carrier. Don't be the one who is going to tell mom, hey mom, dad said, and then you're the one who is going to tell dad, hey, dad, mom said. Let me tell you, and I'm gonna explain this very vividly. Divorce is one of those things that has been proven to bring out the worst in people. That's why people do crazy things. There's a psychological word we can use to explain it. It's called cognitive dissonance. Think about it like this. You cannot really hate a good person. And also, don't forget that these are two people who are in love before all these things started to happen. They loved each other. They were in a deep connection with each other. And so what happens is the both of them have to fabricate stories in their mind. There's a psychological switch that happens, and you have to form an enemy out of this person you really, really loved. And so those very sick stories your dad is giving you about your mom is giving you about your dad, that's not your mom. That's not your dad talking. It's them in their mind trying to fabricate, to bring this person to be that enemy they want them to be. Because you're trying to switch love to hate. It's gonna be a tough one. When you try to figure out who is right, let me tell you, even professionals will tell you in marriage and therapy and all those things, you can't. You will never know who did what. This is a story that only and only the both of them understand. Do not, and I repeat, don't allow yourself to be in between. I remember there's a time, it was always this thing of, Ebu, you go tell your father this and this and this, and then dad is like, Ebu, even you tell your mom this, and now you get so in between, you don't even know who's right anymore. It's such a sick place to be in, because you're just like, okay, now who do I love, who do I hate? And that's why I'm saying, avoid the conflict of loyalty. Both your parents love you, and so in return, just love them. Extend love, extend grace. Don't be the one lighting up the fire now. You're the one who's like, hey, even mom, hey, mom did this and this and this. You're gonna be so in the middle, and first of all, this is not even your battle to fight. So chill, relax. It's not about you. Let them be. There is a respectful way of delivering the message to your mom and being like, Mom, I don't feel like it is my place to go tell dad that. I feel like if you have an issue to tell him, please just go ahead and do it. Don't get me in between. Here's the catch. You might get a good reply. Depending on where the mind is at, you might get a good reply. She may be like, oh, you know what? I understand. It's okay. I'm gonna deal with your dad alone. Or they get defensive. And now they're like, why won't you do this for me? Best believe that's the right decision you've made. Don't allow yourself to be in between it. So having understood that, please be forgiving and tolerant. Understand. Just try to understand, because divorce takes a toll on people. This is where addictions come from. This is where life changes for people. They change, they become different, It's a lot. It's such a burden to bear. And once you understand that, you'll start to understand why mom behaves the way she does and dad behaves the way she does. And at the end of the day, it's not a question of their character. And because we've said it's not about you, don't let it trickle down into your relationships. Don't make it your brand. Let it not be all you're about. My parents is my parents. That's their story. That's theirs. You just happen to be in between because you're the fruit of their union. But at the end of the day, it's not your battle to fight, honey. It's not. Pour inside your cup so that you're able to love them also. Don't allow it to trickle down to your other relationships. Obviously, I do understand that parent divorce and separation causes a lot of trauma, and as you grow older, you realize that trauma starts to trickle down into your friendships, your relationships. This goes out to my firstborns. Just because you feel like your sibling is going through it more, just because you feel like your sibling has it harder, does not mean that it should invalidate your own pain. It's okay to feel what you're feeling. And I know, obviously, as a firstborn, you try to be the superwoman or superman and try to cover up the tracks of your parents, or all of that. Do it, but with measure. You can never, ever control what happens between your parents. Now, don't think you're the one who will be there to tell them, oh, mom, please don't break up. Do it for me. If they're going to break up, they will. If they've decided it's a divorce, it's going to be a divorce, whether you agree or whether you don't. So learn to deal with that. If you're existing in a home where there's violence, my heart goes out to you. I'm really sorry you have to go through that. That may feel really bad. It may strip you of your happiness. It may make you a sad person, and it's okay. But here's what I'm gonna tell you. And especially if you're a teenager or a youth, try as much as possible to stay away from home, because it's a toxic environment to be around. I know home should be your safe space, but if it doesn't feel like that, try to avoid it. If you're in high school, figure out a way to go back to boarding school. If you're in campus, find a way to leave your parents home. I don't know, look for some work somewhere, just figure it out. And if you're in a situation where you're just looking at me and you're like, but I can't move out, there's no other option, hold on, honey, it's gonna be okay. I promise you. It feels like the entire world is swallowing you right now, but at some point you're gonna look back and smile. Parent separation can be a lot to handle, and I know right now, if you're going through the chaos and the mayhem, it may feel like it's never gonna end. Like it's this unending sorrow, and you're just like, but I just want my family to be together. I just want us to exist as a nuclear family and be happy. Everybody wants that. But guess what? Life has different things in store for us. And so try to get out of it. Don't allow it to swallow you. This is not your battle to fight. Like we said, this is their story. Create yours. Also, question it and try to look at it from the point of, what can I learn out of this? What can I really learn out of this? What can help me in my personal life out of this? Trust you me, in every situation, you'll always find a beautiful thing in something. And I always insist on the power of gratitude. And I know when you're in that hole, it may feel like, but what's good about this? I know it may feel like that, but here's the thing. Try to be grateful for even the smallest things that you have that someone else might do. Please try to look for at least one positive thing out of what is going on. Just one, and focus all your energy on it, and you'll realize the universe will always align to bring you everything you're happy about. Focus on one thing and express gratitude for it and watch it grow. You're gonna be okay. Put on your big girl pants and remember, you're gonna be fine. You'll get out of it and you look back and be like, wow, I did that. Yes, you did that. Thank you so much for watching this video. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.